Hey guys, so in this video I will show you how to use Apollo.io. It's an incredibly useful platform for B2B leads because it helps you find the right people and companies to reach out to. As of right now, Apollo provides a database of over 270 million people and 70 million companies. So Apollo can really help your business scale by automating your lead generation and ultimately booking more sales calls. I myself use Apollo on the regular, and in a few seconds I will show you my entire process from start to finish. If you're a beginner, this video is perfect for you because at the end you will have learned everything you need to know about this tool. So this is what the website looks like, and let's just begin with the most important thing for you guys, which is probably the pricing. So as you can see, Apollo is a bit more on the expensive end because even the basic plan costs $49 a month. But the great thing about Apollo is that you don't even have to use any of those plans, but you can use the free plan and still export thousands of leads for a very small amount of money. For doing that, you need to use a third-party tool. Later I will show you how this works. You really don't need any of those plans, but let's just begin with the basics. So if you log into Apollo, you can see all those different sections right here. And the only section we really need is the prospect and enrich section. And under this prospect and enrich section, we will use the people and companies tab. With those tabs, we can scrape leads, in bulk. We can search for people and companies by using very specific filters, but there's also these other sections. So here you have this engage section, which helps you create email sequences. You can create email outreach campaigns and use all those leads that you have scraped in Apollo and directly send them an email. But I don't really use this feature right here because I have my own email outreach tool, and I don't think that Apollo is a great outreach tool to be honest. So I wouldn't recommend using this. Then there's also the CRM feature right here where you can schedule meetings and view your conversations and all those things. I also don't use this one because Apollo is also not a CRM. Then you have this tools and automation section where you can create workflows. You have this inbound section, which is new, which helps you contact visitors to your website so you can directly reach out to them. But all those sections, they're not really important for us. Most of you probably only want to scrape leads in Apollo, and this is the one thing where Apollo really excels. So I will show you how to do this by just clicking at this people tab right here and going through all of those filters we have right here. I don't have any lists right now, but if you have already created a list of leads, you can just select this list right here and search through it. Then there's this persona filter right here. So if you already know what kind of people you want to scrape, you can just create a persona. So a persona could be like a CEO in the UK working for a software company or something like that. Let's say you only want to search for those kinds of people, then you can create a persona right here. But we don't want to do all this stuff. I will show you how this tool works. If you're a complete beginner, you have not done any of this, you just want to make your first search. So this filter is quite important. It's the email status filter. Of course, when we search for leads, we only want to contact people who have a valid email address. Because of that, we should click this checkbox right here. We don't want to send emails to dead email addresses or to email addresses that are that don't even exist, right? So we always want to make sure that this is verified right here. Then there's this job titles filter. So this is one of the most important filters, and you should really think about which keywords or which job titles to include right here. So I want to search for recruitment companies, right? Of course, I don't want to contact anyone in this recruitment company to sell my service to, but I want to contact the decision maker. So who are the decision makers? Decision maker could be, for example, the CEO of the company. It could also be the head of sales. It could also be the head of growth or the director of operations. I want to include all those people because those are the type of people who would be interested in actually booking a sales call. Then I also want to exclude certain titles. For example, I don't want to contact the average recruiter in the company. I also don't want to contact any consultant because those people, they're not really interested in my emails. And by the way, ChatGPT can help you with finding the right job titles to include in this list right here. So you don't actually have to think about who you want to include. And I also advise you to input as much job titles as possible so you have a large list of people to contact. Then there's this people lookalikes filter. So let's say you have, like a person which would be interested in your services, and you want to find other people who are similar to this person. Then you can just include the LinkedIn URL of this person right here. Then there's this company filter. So let's say you only want to search people who are working at Google or Amazon or LinkedIn or any company, then you can just include this right here. Then there's this company lookalikes filter. So let's say you are searching for people working in a specific company and you want to find people who are working at similar companies, then you also can just include any company right here. This education filter is new. For me, this filter is not really interesting, but maybe you need it, right? So then there's this location filter, of course, also one of the most important filters. You don't want to scrape people all over the world. Next up, there's this employees filter. And I really like this filter because it helps me find companies that are a certain size, right? So I like to contact smaller companies with 1 to 10 employees or 11 to 20 employees. You could also select your own custom range if you only want to contact companies with a very specific number of employees. This filter will really help you find the perfect clients for your services. Then there's this industry and keywords filter, also a very, very important filter. I'm only using keywords. I'm not selecting a certain industry right here, because often this industry filter, it's not really that accurate. It's much more accurate to just type in your own keywords right here. So you have to know every company has some keywords in its profile, and you can just type in these keywords right here and find the right companies for your specific search. Then you can also exclude keywords. So in my case, those are keywords that recruitment agencies have. So for example, recruitment agencies, staffing, employment, all those kinds of filters. But you can also exclude keywords, and this is very, very useful, and you really need to do this, because if I wouldn't have done that, there would be many companies right here that are not really recruitment agencies, but are selling, for example, software to recruitment agencies, or they are selling a CRM service. Of course, I'm not interested in those kind of companies. I want to contact recruitment agencies only. And here ChatGPT can help you as well, finding the right keywords to exclude. So let's talk about these filters below. Many of these filters will be locked for you if you're only using the free plan in Apollo. But honestly, you don't need most of them, and some of them are really bad, to be honest. So here's this market segments filter, for example, and you don't need it, right? If you have selected the right keywords, and if you have excluded the right keywords, Apollo already knows what industry you are searching in. I don't need to specify that my recruitment agencies are B2B, because of course recruitment agencies offer B2B services. Maybe they are also B2C, but that's not really important. You don't really need to select this filter, but it can be useful. So if you want to make sure that you're only seeing e-commerce companies, maybe this can help, but it's not important. Then you have all these other filters, for example, the buying intent filter. That's not really accurate, and I don't really recommend trusting in this buying intent filter, because Apollo can't really figure out if a company is interested in your services or not beforehand. It's just estimating those type of things. It's also just estimating the revenue of a company, because all of those companies right here, they are private. They are not showing their numbers in public, and most of the time the AI is not really good at estimating those kind of things. But this filter is also not important, because if you want to search for companies that have a certain size, you can just use the employees filter, right? That will probably be enough for you. There's also this technologies filter right here. This is actually useful, because let's say you are selling a service to a specific kind of client, a client that is using a certain technology in his company. Let's say you only want to contact WordPress site owners, then you could include WordPress right here, and you will know those people in my list, all of them are using WordPress. I'm selling a WordPress course or something like that. So this will be really helpful for them. You could also, for example, include Shopify. Because let's say you are helping people with setting up their Shopify shop or something like that. So that's really useful. And there are those other filters. You can look through them if you're interested. I don't really use them. They are not that important. And my list is already done. I don't need to do anything more. We have 6.9 thousand people right here. All of them have an email address. And if I want to save this search right now to access it later, I can just click save search right here. And yeah, it will be saved forever and ever. So now what we don't want to do is export this list, because exporting this list, it will cost us credits, and those credits in Apollo, they are very expensive, and exporting 7,000 people wouldn't even be possible with the free plan. So what we want to do is use a third-party tool. So what I always use and what I can recommend is Leads Friday. What it allows you to do is take those leads from Apollo and get those leads without even exporting them inside of Apollo. So if you log into this platform, you can see export Apollo right here. It costs you $3 to export 1000 leads, which is very, very cheap. And you just have to click get leads and enter your Apollo search URL. Then you can just click get my leads and you will get a file that looks like that. So you will have this CSV and you can just export it into your CRM or whatever. What you want to do after that is verify the email addresses that you have inside this list, because you might remember that inside of Apollo we have already selected to only find verified emails, but it's better to also use a third-party tool to actually be sure that these email addresses really exist, because with Apollo you can never be 100% sure. So I like to use an email finder. You can just log into this platform and then click verify and then just import your CSV right here, and for just 0.2 credits, an email finder will verify all those email addresses that you have scraped. So that's basically how you use Apollo. But the real power comes from integrating Apollo with other tools in your tech stack. Let's say you are a recruitment agency looking for companies with open job positions. You can use Apollo to find those companies, scrape the right leads, and identify the decision makers along with their email addresses. Next, you can enrich those leads with a tool like Clay to qualify them and see if they are actually a good fit for your services. Once that is done, you simply import the leads into an outreach tool like Instantly and send highly personalized emails at scale. Now, I know that many of you run recruitment agencies and simply don't have the time to set all of this up on your own. If you're looking for a partner who manages these AI tools for you and saves you countless hours, just reach out to me. At Ocean Leads, we help recruitment agencies automate their entire process using AI. So you can focus on closing more deals and growing your business without hiring more employees or working longer hours. Just book a free discovery call, and thank you for watching.